Alright, now, hey, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Oh my gosh, really? Do I have to break that? Good, good. I didn't want to have to break out the broken wings. Alright, guys, I'm sure you all got one of these little note sheets. Anybody? Nobody got a note sheet? Nope. Alright, well. So, the people that do, just kind of look over. Hopefully they're writing something down. In the first blank, I want y'all to write, if you have it, I want you to write, it's a cruise life for me. Not a pirate's life, but a cruise life. Alright, and what we're going to read on is 1 Corinthians 12, 14 through 24. I know it's a lot. Oh, thank you. Got it up there. Go ahead and put the verses up real quick. There we go. Good deal. Alright. And it says, and a person's body has more than one part. It has many parts. The foot might say, I'm not a hand, so I don't belong to the body. But saying this would not stop the foot from being a part of the body. The ear might say, I'm not an eye, so I don't belong to the body. But saying that would not make the ear stop being a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, it would not be able to hear. If the whole body were an ear, it would not be able to smell anything. If each part of the body were the same part, there would be no body. There's a lot of bodies in this, just letting you know. But as it is, God put the parts in the body as He wanted them. He made a place for each one. So there are many parts, but only one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. And the head cannot say to the foot, I don't need you. Know these? Those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are actually very important. And the parts that we think are not worth very much are the parts we give the most care to. And we give special care to the parts of the body that we don't want to show. The more beautiful parts don't need to be, or they don't need the special care, but God put the body together and gave more honor to the parts that need it. I know that sounds kind of crazy, and it talks a whole lot about what body parts there are, about the hand not wanting to be the hand, the foot not wanting to be the foot, they want to be an eye, they want to keep going, they want to keep doing other things. I say that because that's what a crew is. A crew is just a bunch of different people creating the crew. There's a whole lot. With a ship, okay, I was looking this up and I thought it was pretty cool. I did not realize that they actually have a barber on the pirate ships back in the day. You know, you look in the movies, they're all just kind of straggly looking. I'm like, does anybody shave or cut their hair or what do they do? Obviously they do. They have a barber. They have a cook. They have a janitor. They have a guy that swabs the poop deck up top. They've got, a person that basically will help turn around the ship and all that, not only just for the captain to do that, but there's somebody below that helps out with that too. There's a person that helps paint the ship while it's at sea. They go and they stand over the side and they help paint it. So there's a lot of different parts, and I'm sure there's a lot of them that really do not want that job. They don't like it. There's probably the onion peeler and the potato peeler. I don't know if anybody who in here is wanting to join the Army or anything like that. All right. So one of the jobs that I've always seen in all these movies and people that I've heard from that are in there, at some point they're going to have to peel a lot of potatoes. And they're going to have to get an art down to it. And I know you don't want to do that, especially if you want to join the Army or anything. You want to get out there and learn how to shoot a gun and all that. But, well, you might know how to do it. But they'll teach you how to do it more effectively. But first, you're going to have to do a lot of potatoes and sit there and just go at it and go at it. My mom might want you someday so that she can help cook some potato soup or something. I don't know. But anyways, the first one is the crew is the church. Go ahead and throw that up. If you've got one of these, write it down. If not, just look on to the person next to you and say, write it down, please. There we go. All right. There's 3 things about the church that I want to talk about. And these things I'm just going to go by real quickly and all that. The first one is experience. Experience. I know you're trying to think, well, the church has been around for a long time. They've been Jesus' time, and before that there was a church. Yeah, there's a lot of them. No, but they are experienced. And I want to read this one to you, and I'll come back to the 1 Corinthians. But Proverbs 1, 3 through 6. For he wanted them to understand just and fair in everything they did. I want to make the simple-minded wise, he said, which is basically the people that are uneducated is what he's talking about. I want to warn young men about some problems. It's always good. Young men, we need to learn. All right, they will face. I want those already wise to become wiser and become leaders by exploring the depths of the meanings and the nuggets of truth. So experience with that. There's two different types of experience. And the first one is, they're actually related and gained. Related experience is something that you have already gone through, so you've got experience in it. I know for me, one of the times I was dealing with some problems with my family because my mom's divorced. So I was having some little issues about my dad and my mom, and they had been divorced for a long time. I was trying to figure out how to appease both of them, but I couldn't do it. But I had one of my old friends come up to me, and he goes, "Drew, I know exactly what you're going through." And I'm looking at him, and I go, "No, you don't. Your parents are still together. You don't have divorce parents. How do you know what experience I have? You have nothing to relate to." But I've got other friends like Josh House that has openly told me, he's comes from divorced home and all that. So I can go to him, he can come to me, and we can talk about our related experiences that we've had and how to get through them. With that, with the church part, is we have a lot of relations. We have a lot of related stuff. Everybody comes here, we're messed up. We are screwed up in the head. I mean, heart, head, foot sometimes, arm, all the different parts of the body, we're somehow screwed up. And we've got somebody that we know that we can come and talk to. Anywhere we can, we got somebody to talk to. There's anybody, any of these leaders, anything that y'all need, you can come talk to us. And if we don't have a related experience, guess what? We know somebody that does and can help you out. So that's what I want to speak on that. And the reason for the related experience is because that's how we create a bond. That's how you become friends. Any of your friends you look at, you always have something that matches you up. It's like me and Josh, we love sports. We love watching sports. He can actually play them a little better than me, especially on games. But we love sports. We love talking about soccer. We've got a relation. What about y'all? Do y'all have any relations with your best friend? Just y'all understand each other?
Yes, Lord.
Come on, son. There we go. All right, there's a relation. The other one is gained experience. For the related, you have experience to relate to others. That's the whole reason. The gain is you gain experience from others to learn, which means your parents, your teachers, your pastor, your leaders that are around, anybody like that are people that you can gain experience from. Because you don't have to go through the stupid steps we took. If you listen to what we say, you can skip a whole step. And I know what y'all are thinking, y'all are 16 years old going, "I don't like to listen to my parents. They don't know what I'm like. They were back in 1960s. That's totally different. We got the internet now. We can just look it up." No, it's still the same. No matter what, everything's still the same. There's nothing new under the sun. So please, I beg you, please listen to your parents because they have been where you have been. They've done a lot of the same stuff you've done. They've probably even done worse. So, and you hear a lot of them, the older people, you can hear them. Because they started to realize that, yes, their parents have done dumber stuff than they have. And they're trying to teach you, but you still go and do something dumb. So, that's what gained experience is. Of course, with school. When you're in school, guess what? When you're learning about math, when you're learning about science, anything like that, guess what? They've already studied it. They've already done it. They've already learned the lesson. That's why you've got to learn it. It's not just, "Oh, okay, 5 plus 5 equals 9. No. Hold on, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to use this new common math that I read about today. Oh, core math, yes. That stuff is so stupid.
Amen.
It's like, let's add 5 steps to something that can be 1 step. But anyway, gain experience. You learn how to do it, you get a better job. All right, the other one. The second point of mine that what a church is. A church is unique. A church you can come to. Any church you go to, guess what? No church is the same. It might look the same. It might sound the same. People might act the same a little bit in it. But once you start diving in and really kind of learning what a church is, it's all different. Josh House talked about it Sunday, about how people are unique. We are all unique. Our fingerprints. Nobody has the same fingerprint. I can sit there and scan it, and it's going to pull up my name. It's not going to pull up anybody else because I'm unique. My eye, guess what? Nobody else has my eyes. They might look close. Oh, thank you. Nice blue eyes. But anyways, nobody has my eyes. Nobody has my toe print. Also, not my finger, but my toe print. If I do that, nobody's got it. Nobody has the certain lines in my hand. Nobody has my liver, really. It might be close, but guess what? My liver's a little different. Twins are different, actually. Twins are very close. But their fingerprints, their eye color, their eye pattern, all that is still different. That's what's so great about it, is God still took the time, no matter it be twins, quintuplets, whatever, God still set it apart when it's something that you have to dig deep in to find. And that's the point of it. So I want y'all to just kind of think on that real quick. Just kind of understand. Don't try to compare. Don't try to compare yourself to your twin. Don't try to compare yourself to your brother. Don't try to compare yourself to Paris Hilton. Don't try to compare yourself to, anybody that's famous. Because guess what? You're not them. You didn't do the same road they did. You're never going to be them. Don't try to compare. You're unique. The church is unique because we all do different stuff. So I know for me growing up, I know last time I was here, I kind of gave my older brother a little bad name. But growing up, I always wanted to be like my older brother. He's always just, been able to speak. He was always popular. He was always, he was doing sports. He was hanging out with the cheerleaders, in middle school and high school. He was hanging out with everybody that's popular. And I was over here like, hey, I'm Matt's brother. I just hang out here. Not really do anything. I mean, Matt, my brother, just could talk to anybody. No problem. Just walk up, start having a conversation, become their best buds. That's not me. I'm not a person that's going to walk up to you and say, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I hope somebody comes and talks to me because I'll listen to their problems. I love listening to problems. I do. And that's what makes me unique. I like to listen to people's problems. I like to help solve problems. I like to talk to people privately. I don't like to be around a huge group of people and just be talking and talking and talking about nothing. I use my words. Yeah, we'll go wisely. Not all the time is it wise. Trust me, not all the time is it wise. Sometimes it's very dumb. But I do. I like to choose my words, and I like to use random words and stuff like that, but I like to use them. So I stopped a long time ago comparing myself to my older brother. I stopped comparing myself to whatever profession, because, again, y'all heard me before. I wanted to be a professional wrestler so bad. I was so close until epilepsy came along and caused me not to get it. But I refuse to go after those dreams and those aspirations that I can compare myself, because I'm not that. I know one of the big things today for guys is they want to sit there and debate LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Kobe.
No, not Kobe. Yes. You can debate those. No, you want to debate two people that can't even face each other now because the primes are in different areas. And so that's what I always hear, and I'm like, you can't really compare because those are two different things. The time when Michael Jordan did it and the time that LeBron James did it, guess what? I don't know who would win because we can't compare. Because again, different roads, different stuff. What will LeBron be doing different? Because he learned from Michael Jordan. So you can't learn those things. The last one. Last one I want to get to is the church is you. You. Each and every one of you are the church. This building right here is not the church. This building is 4 walls and a ceiling. Well, I think that did make the 4 walls big. But anyways, it's 4 walls. It's an old theater. Any church that's built, guess what? Nobody's sitting there making it holy, praying over every piece of wood and brick and throwing some water on it, saying it's holy water. No. It is still a building. You are the church. And you are what make it unique. And you are what make it experience because you give that experience. So I want to bring it all back, just soak it in, I'm the church. I can't believe I'm the church. All right. Anyhow, church is me, and I am the church. The church is me, and I am the church. The church is me, and I am the church. So guess what that means? Guess what that puts on you guys? For each of us that's in the crew, guess what that puts on us? That means that when we go to work, when we go to school, guess what they see? They see the church in us. You don't get to go, well, I got to do this, I did some drugs and all that, but come on with me to 180 and I'm gonna let Josh House come and preach you up and he's gonna say, no, that's not how it works. They see Jesus and they see all that through you, through your actions, not through words. They see it through your actions because, again, I'm going to keep hammering this in your head. You are the church. You are the church. That last thing that I want to say to y'all is you are the church, and guess what? You are special. Special. And okay, I'll let y'all in on something. For me, special is really special. Because in my family, that's what they call me. My family has a running joke for, how long, Mom? Probably most of my whole life. My whole life. Basically, when I grew up, I had a stuttering problem, like a really bad stuttering problem. I used to stutter so bad that I made other people stutter, and like their cousin next to them would stutter because of me. It is very contagious. It is so bad. I can't even fake stutter. If I fake stutter, I start stuttering really bad. But anyways, my mom put me in the spotlight. Or not spotlight, excuse me, speech. So I could learn how to talk correctly. So, okay, here's my brother. Again, my brother that I looked up to. Here he is in spotlight. You know, making straight A's and doing good. And here I am in speech. Trying to learn how to talk right. Trying to learn not to stutter and cause my teacher to stutter when I try to answer a question. So this goes on until I'm in the 6th grade. Now granted, I stopped stuttering back when I was in 1st grade. But I'm still in this speech class because every year I was like, Mom, you know, am I going to speech again next year? She was like, Drew, you know, you're very special. And you just belong in that speech class. And I was like, okay, I get to go to speech again, which I didn't mind. Growing up, I didn't mind because all they did was put me into a little computer and let me play video games while I'm sitting there listening to somebody try to say their R's and S's. I'm like, oh, hope you can say that right. Can you say servant? Servant? No? Okay. All right, I'm going back to my little game. And I'm like, I can't. No. Oh, I can. Oh, I don't have to stutter. Okay. And I always loved it. But, you know, again, growing up, that's what they did. Drew, you were so special. Anytime I did something dumb, Drew, you know what? One day you're going to find you a girl, Drew, because you are so special. It's going to take a special girl for you, Drew, to handle you because you are just so special. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. I know it's special. I'm good. But anyways, guys, so you are the church and you are special. And I want to go back in this real quick because I know I forgot about it. But it's talking about that huge 10 paragraphs, 10 verses that I talked about with the hand and the eye and all that. What that means is, guess what? We've got a lot of people that come up here and talk. Like I can talk, Josh can talk, Michael can talk. And we can talk and do all that, and that's fine. But guess what? There's some people that don't want that recognition. They don't need that. Like, and I know he's not here, and I wish he was, but I do want to give y'all, make sure you give a hand to Jay Anderson. Woo! There we go. That's a person that does so much that y'all don't realize. They do so much behind the scenes that you guys don't ever realize how much they do. And that's because they are part of the body. They help out make this group what it is. You know, you don't think about your gallbladder. Most people don't really think about it. Most people don't put much care to it. But guess what? When it starts hurting, when it hurts. When it hurts, it hurts. And you're going to realize, you're like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in that area. But if y'all ever worked out so hard, and you're like working out, and then the next day you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had a muscle there. How did I do that? because you're working something else that goes behind the scenes. So with that, I want to say, look, when you're trying to learn and get the experience and trying to do stuff with the church and trying to be everything that you can be, guess what? You don't have to be a speaker. You don't have to. You can do whatever you are led to do and you specialize in. Because guess what? If me or Josh House try to ever do what Michael Lacey does, amen, and sing, amen, it is going to be bad. Preach it. Because I cannot sing. Trust me, I try every day at work. I try. I ride up to I'm on my little forklift and all that, and I'll sit there and drive up to whoever's wrapping my pallets, and I'm stopping. I'm like, what's going on? I love you. Yes. You love me. And I take off, and then I'll come back around, and I don't know what, it'll be whatever random song is stuck in my head. I've learned, sing Barney or Lamb Chops, and it'll take whatever song is out of your head. But anyways, I'll ride up with whatever song, and I'll sing whatever song, and they're just looking at me going, Drew, you are tone deaf. I don't even know what song you're singing. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like this. But no, Drew, no, it doesn't. You need to learn. So I can't do what Michael does. But Michael can't do what I do. Michael does not like to sit there and listen to people. Michael will do this. Oh, okay. Oh, let me get out my phone. Mix it more. Okay. Oh, really, Drew? Okay. Hey, Drew, I found something cool on Facebook, Instagram. You want to read this? I'm like, dude, I was talking. You were? Wasn't even paying attention. But that's what he does, because that's Michael. Michael's different. He's not set up like I am. I'm like, what do you got? What is it? I'm sorry. Can I help you somehow? Buy you some flowers? Eat you some chocolates? If you start to growl, I'll back away and throw them at you. But no, that's it. I mean, you find where you need to fit in. You find people that you can relate to and that can help you gain experience so that you can do better in whatever experience that is for being the church. So, I mean, I don't know if that means joining, this church or whatever church and then getting into, whatever youth group or getting into filming videos or whatever. That's up to you guys. But, again, the last thing I want to just really drive home again is you're special. I know nobody really tells you that very much, especially in this society, especially like with me. I'm like, I'm not special. I'm fat, ugly, getting winded. I'm starting to sweat up here with these lights. And, you go to talk to a doctor, most doctors are going to be like, yeah, you're overweight. Really wish you could lose a little weight there. And your sweating problem, that's just a genetic thing. We got a pill for that. We got, a pill to help you lose weight. And they just want to patch it over. But guys, you're special. You're beautiful. I do promise. You are very special. You are beautiful. And guys, I just want to say that I tried to take this out of my sermon, but just because it's a little churchy and I'm not really wanting to be churchy. But guys, God sees you as beautiful. The captain, the first mate, and all that, we can look ugly. We can just be downright going through some mud, just slinging all over us. When you try to do the sexy look, just blowing your hair back and all that, we're slinging mud everywhere. But guess what? God sees. God sees somebody that is beautiful, that he knows that he set aside time for to make you what you are today and where you're going to go. He's going to make you beautiful, and he already has made you beautiful. And he's going to make you serve and get you to serve where you need to serve because, again, you are the church and you are special.